Hello, this is my first time live streaming on this channel, and I'm going to conduct a Google Meet today with all the people who have joined my WhatsApp community, like I said yesterday. So I'll just share this link for all those who had shown interest in joining the same. I hope I'm audible and you're able to see it clearly. Okay, I'll just quickly post. Okay. Uh, okay, sure. Where's the link? It's here, I guess. Oh, it's here. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think I have to just post it here. Something's wrong. Maybe I can just reply to this. Oh, I cannot. Okay, anyways. I'll just forward this message, I guess, in all the WhatsApp groups. SRH, German language. All right, studying in Germany, community. Here we go. Is there any group that there are still some groups? Okay, so there's just one more group and we are good. All right. All right. I shall be expecting people very soon. So I think we might just wait for everybody to join. It's 12 p.m. like I've said here, and yeah, so it's 12, and we'll just wait for the next 10-15 minutes, a couple of minutes until everybody is here. So hope everything's going good with the live stream as well on YouTube. Just let me know if it's working properly. You guys can just tell me if it's working or not. It's fine if you open the mic. Because like this is kind of the first time I am doing a stream on this channel as well. So just hoping everything works fine. Right. Mahinder, have you raised your hand? You're trying to say something? Yeah, you can say if you want. I'm unable to hear you, I think. Just a minute. I guess everything's just fine. just check.
Oh, he left.
I think there's some problem with, I mean, there might be some technical problem because he did raise his hand, but he wasn't able to speak anything. Maybe some issues.
Technical issue. Yeah.
Yeah. We will just join back. Well, I think we can just wait for the next, I mean, 5-10 minutes. Like it's 12:03 right now here,
Okay.
and we'll just wait for the next 7 minutes. We'll start at 12:10, which is 10 minutes past the meeting. So I'm hoping everybody joins till then. If not, you guys can just start if you have
Sure.
any queries. Yeah. I do have the live stream going on as well on YouTube. And if in case people don't attend the meeting, they can check it later. Just open it on the device. I think everything's working quite well with the live stream. There's no issues.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it's
just
visible.
yeah, double checked. Well, now if anybody joins there, I can just see the chats. I just kept another device open for that. Mahinder, are you there in the meeting? Because I see you. You had raised your hand earlier, but you just left. I think you were trying to say something, but
Yes, I am here. Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah.
Hi,
Were
Prathamesh.
you trying to say something? I thought you raised your hand, then you left. Thought some issues.
No, no, no. Just I raised my hand. Just I was connected.
Okay, all right. We'll just wait 4 more minutes uh, because then we'll start because I just told everybody to join the meeting on time. Like it's 1 hour meeting. We'll wait 10 minutes and then we'll start away straight. I mean, you guys don't have to be silent. You guys can start with introducing yourself because I'm thinking this is the first time I'm speaking with you in general. on a call. You can just start by introducing yourself so that we can get to know each other properly.
Yeah, so who wants to start?
Just be completely open. I am also a student like you.
Okay.
There's no need to be for like
So
formal.
hi, I'm Lakshya.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Hi, Raksha.
So I'm here from Chennai, India.
Okay. So what are you studying
I'm
there?
right now in my final year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing my bachelor's of engineering in electronics communication. Actually, tomorrow is my semester. I thought I'd join in and see what's going on, but I didn't realize there was no one here.
Yeah, like I just thought maybe I could do this more often, and I guess many of you have lots of doubts that you probably cannot just write in the message or just comment on YouTube videos. So it's better to speak directly in person and get a clarity on what actually you want to do next. It's good.
That's actually that's why I joined the community. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
have like a very good space to like discuss about a lot of this,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you guys
true,
are already there, so it's very easy to get to know stuff.
true, yeah. All right,
So,
who's next?
hi,
Yeah.
I'm Deepyaman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently pursuing my bachelor's in bioinformatics
Okay,
from River University, and I'm in my final year.
okay.
So, yeah, I just wanted to be here to, you know, learn more
Right.
about my progress and other things. Yeah,
I guess lot of you must be in your final year because I think
yeah.
that's the you say like peak time or appropriate time I would say to start and get serious about all this.
Yeah, we just start to do our research for a master's program and
Correct.
other things.
Yeah. What about you, Mahinder? Are you there? Yeah, so it's
I don't think
time
anyone
anyways.
else is
Yeah, yeah,
joined.
yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
if Mahinder is there, but yeah, if you have any questions, you need some clarification on anything particular, you can just ask. You can start. It's anyways time. It's 12:10. We have like 50 minutes until this meeting is on, even the stream as well. So just start. I will be happy to help however I can.
Lakshita, can you start?
Yeah, sure. I'm also right now. I just got my APS back, so I have a new series, so I have to start it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, start finalizing series. But one thing I've been hearing a lot is like since they have been starting to restricting a lot of visa thing here in US and Canada, like a lot of these master students are like moving to Germany right now.
Mm-hmm.
So is it like a what? How do I say? Is it like a very difficult thing to right now to get a seat in any college in Germany right now?
Actually, there's nothing difficult, to be honest. I mean, like I've said this couple of times, it's completely up to your profile, first of all, and it's totally based on what universities you shortlist and how relevant they are to the I mean your overall profile and everything that you have done already. So, for example, if you're let's assume you are aiming for some public universities, which are most common in Germany. So, I believe most of the universities, almost all, have a minimum requirement of 7. I think 7 CGPA, at least the public. But if there's an exception, if you go for TU9s, then there's at least 8.5 and plus who have a pretty good chance at securing a position in TU9s. But it's totally up to you. Like, are you really looking to study at a prestigious university? Then you have to build your profile in that manner. If not, If your goal is just to study in a public, and it's fine, it's up to you. That's too comfortable, and you can just go with the profile you have. 7 and above is, I think, well, like, like capable enough for you to get there, I would say. 7.5, yeah. That's just about the CGPA, but I wouldn't emphasize more on that. Actually, what I think matters more is how well you have done your academics, as well as involved in all the extracurricular activities. Not just the competitions, events, or all that stuff, but also socially and everywhere, I mean, as a person. Because that's what these people actually care about. They don't just judge you based on how well you score in a class. And yeah, about the universities in
Okay.
other countries apart from Germany, I believe before, like, 5 years, or maybe let's go just 2 3 years back, I don't think Germany was trending so much as it is now, considering all the changes, and government has applied these rules and all that stuff. I think the situation has changed these, uh, like, I would say, students to go for a specific country that wouldn't like stress more on all these regulations and all that stuff, and wouldn't cause any problems later on in life. But still, I would say it's completely your choice to come up with a university and a study program that you think is best suitable for you and what you actually want to study and get a degree of, because you are the one who's going to become a master or bachelor or whatever. So what is it that you actually think is right for you?
Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense actually.
Yeah, I think that's what I kept in my mind when I did all these things. At least I had a clarity of like going to Germany regardless of any other catastrophic disasters and all that things happened in the world.
Why did you choose Germany?
I just felt that it was uh, kind of right for me.
Oh,
I was like, the funny thing is, yesterday I was doing this video and I was just sharing my whole story of why specifically this question that you asked, why I chose
huh.
Germany, and why basically I even started all this, and why I entered the field of engineering and the course that I'm even studying. So yeah, there's actually a lot to it. It's hard to explain in the time that we have. But I think that
Okay.
this choice that I have made, it's just right for me. I just feel that it's right. So regardless of anything else that happens in the world, I just wanted to come here, that's all. I didn't care about how good other countries like US, UK, Canada, Australia, Ireland, all other those countries. I don't care how good they are. I just wanted to come here.
Come to Germany.
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
My doubt. So when I was checking for German university, I was going through all the requirements
Hmm.
for individual universities. So I have seen that there are credit system, that ECTS.
Hmm.
I was confused the whole conversion, like how do German university evaluate Indian degree and the CGPA, and how to convert it into ECTS. Basically, that's the problem. Uh, Coming up with that,
Hmm.
there is another thing that they have kept like credit point for a particular subject. Like for mathematics, you should have this much of credit. So
Hmm.
how do you evaluate that?
Actually, the right answer to this would be the European grading system. I believe, like, as you have already heard, one is the highest. I mean, and even if you get a 1.0, which is the highest, by the way, that is still not 100%. The
Okay.
maximum grade, even if you can get one, above one, there's nothing. So if you get one, that's still 98 or 99. That's the
Mhm.
truth. And the lowest is 5, which is anyways fail. You already know that. So the grades that you shall be getting is between 1 to 4. 4 is the bare minimum. Now I do have a chart. Maybe I can just show it to you. Hold on. I did share it before. I'll just show it again. Hold on. You are able to see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. So have you seen this chart?
Yeah, I've seen this.
Yeah, so as you can see, that's the truth of it. And now coming to your question, I believe like your grade would obviously be converted based on what the grading scale the Germans have. So like for example, if my grades, my bachelor's grades, let's say
Yeah.
I had around 80 to 85%. Maybe let's be specific, I had around 8.1 CGPA. All right, so that 8.1 will lie somewhere near 2 to 2.5 or in between that. Like here
Hmm.
it's written 2 plus, which will be anyways between 2 and 1. So that's the range you can consider for this.
Okay.
And depending on the conversion, there's not any specific, I would say, metric scale that would give you the exact uh, percentage you actually need, but all you have to know is that the what you say, this chart, you can just take it as a reference and convert based on that. And I think it shouldn't even concern you, because when you apply to these universities, they don't consider your grades based on the German scale. Most of them, or I would say almost all, just see what you already have scored in your home country, because you're applying based on the education you have in India. For example, let's say you don't have any German degree at the moment, so they don't expect you to refer that at the moment. You just have to convert if they ask, and that's all.
Hmm.
Is that clear?
Yeah.
All right. I forgot to ask Lakshita too, like, have I answered your question, or was there anything you would like to clarify further? Because I think my problem is I elaborate too much,
Mm.
and it's really hard to keep on point.
That's what we need. That's what we need.
That's really a challenge, honestly. But that's why I really ask if I have actually answered your question, because if there's anything I have missed, let's just get back to
Yeah.
I don't think you missed much. You just covered all of it.
it. Yeah,
I
I
didn't
think
come. I didn't come prepared with any much of a question or that. So
yeah,
Same here.
it's all right. It's all right. You can just ask. I mean, like the questions you would get even now, even if you don't have any questions, you haven't written or prepared anything, that's fine. But just think at the moment what would be the next steps for you, and considering that, how would you approach them, and what would be the problems or obstacles you would face, and how would you tackle those obstacles? Because I have already done all that process. I know what would be the problems, and that's what I want you to think. And if you have those queries, it's better you clear them now, because you have to start anyways. It's almost uh, high time for you to start, considering the intake you would aim for after you graduate.
Yeah.
I mean, it's best if you start with the APS, because that's the first thing that should concern you. And on the other hand, you should also start with shortlisting universities.
Yeah, that I have done. For APS, uh, is it okay to like apply before our graduation, like in our fifth sem or in our final year?
I think you can apply, but it actually doesn't matter. I mean, the purpose of APS, the only purpose
Yeah.
of that certificate is to validate whether or not your education is genuine and not fake. That's the only purpose. I mean, most of the students, even I myself had a confusion at that time if we need to apply in a certain semester in order to get that certificate. I mean, I also thought that because I hadn't like completed my bachelor's at the time when I started all this. I was just as you are right now. So I later came to know that they really don't care what semester you are. They don't even see that if you have applied for IELTS, if you have cleared that IELTS exam, they don't even see that. It's
So,
just a, uh, I mean, if you clear IELTS, of course it will appear in your APS certificate. But if you don't, even that won't stop you from getting it. And regardless of what semester you apply, but most of the students do apply in their fifth or sixth semester, which is the third year of bachelor's. So that's
so
what I've
how
seen
do
quite
they
often.
verify the final year grades? Like
They
for
actually see
yeah.
if they want to, like, obviously if they would like want to see your grades, final year grades, they would reach out to you, which actually they don't. They only call you for the verification purpose, the
Mhm.
verification call. That's all that takes place. But if in case they ask you for the grades, all you can do is just submit the transcript till what semester you have cleared, and later explain them that you are currently studying, because you do get a provisional, right? And you also get a
Yeah.
bona fide certificate that you can request from your university showing that you are studying at the moment. So it's next to
Mm.
impossible to get a final year grade at the time. But that's a very rare case. You can just write them an email if they ask you about it, but that shouldn't uh, cause any problem. You would still get the certificate. There's
Okay.
like there's nearly 0%, I would say. The chances are near zero of getting rejection for APS, because you do make the payment when you apply for it.
APS.
And yeah, you do make the payment first, so the chances are near zero of getting rejected. You would get the certificate regardless of what happens.
So that won't be a problem, right? Even if
No,
you
no. I
yeah.
mean, obviously, if there's actually a issue, if legally there's a issue, and you know it that there's something going to happen further because you haven't done the process as they have said, then they could reach out to you asking for XYZ things, but that's really a very rare case again. I haven't
Okay.
seen anybody, or at least anyone whom I know who have applied, all of them have got their certificate on time. And that's
Even
actually, yeah,
even if you didn't complete IELTS before applying for APS,
it's
it's
all
not an
right.
issue
It's
for
it's it's it's
yeah.
completely fine. It's
Okay.
completely fine.
It's completed.
Yeah, if you
Okay.
apply, you do get your IELTS score on your APS certificate, but if you don't, it won't be printed, but that won't cause the problem for you to apply to universities. Because what actually
Oh,
matters in that APS certificate is the N number. Do you know
mhm.
about it?
No.
So the N number is actually used for the visa purposes. I mean, when you get your visa appointment at the VFS,
Uh-huh.
when you go there, they verify and they see that this N number, if it's because every person who has got their APS certificate receives this N number, which is a completely unique number. It's only assigned to you. Everybody has a different number. So that's the only way they can check if your certificate is valid or not.
Okay.
It's printed on your certificate. I mean, I guess recently somebody just shared a photo on the WhatsApp group asking a similar question, but I think he asked if that was if his marks were not printed on the certificate and all that stuff. But it was clearly stated below that the certificate is valid for you to apply to the universities, because once you get that certificate along with the N number, you're just eligible. Rest doesn't matter.
Better. Okay.
Yeah, that's all about the certificate. Once you do that, I think you can move forward with the IELTS. Or if you give IELTS before even applying for APS, that's well and good. It's completely flexible and up to you. But these two processes need to be completed first in order to apply to any university.
Yeah, I'll apply for IELTS, then I'll go for APS.
Another thing I would like to mention about IELTS. Now, even though I posted a video, I shared all that stuff, but just my personal recommendation to you is if you are applying for the exam, just register for it first, at least 20 days or a month prior to your exam or when it's scheduled. Why? Because
Okay.
you will receive a free book that you can prepare for the from for your exam. This book will be delivered to your address completely for free, and everything that's almost asked in the exam, along with the exam format, the questions, the face-to-face interview, and all that stuff that takes place, almost everything is same.
Oh,
Now I
that
now
is
now I
good.
personally didn't study that much for IELTS, and I already I guess told you, but all you need to know is just if you're applying for the exam, just do it at least 20 days prior so you get that window of preparing for the exam. Or if even if you don't study, at least take a look at the book, because it does show you the format and what you need to follow. Because most of us already know the language, all we need to know is how to present it in the exam. That's all we need to know.
Very true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not something you
Thank you
can
for that.
memorize, to be honest.
Yeah,
You
it's
just
more
have to
about the
go. Yeah,
technicalities.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just about knowing it practically and how you should present yourself. That's it.
Yes.
That's, I think,
Mm.
what I recommend you to do before.
Sure, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. You can do that first, and I think in the meantime you can just start with shortlisting the universities. And
I did
obviously,
actually.
yeah, obviously, I would say to go for public, unless and until you have some genuine issues, some CGPA problems, or any backlogs and all that stuff. Just put public at first, and then keep private as a plan B. So you save overall cost on the education. And also,
Mm.
I would say Germany is well known for public, and I wish I had taken admission in public, but there were some circumstances which led me to get into a private. I will explain about them in a video. So
Sure.
that's, yeah, my story. Mahender, Lakshita, you guys have any questions?
What would
Anyone?
you say,
Yeah.
like studying? I mean, I understand there's a sweet stuff for a private university, but what else is like completely different from like studying from public university to a private university?
Yeah, so first of all, the class, and I mean the actual class where you would sit and study, it's totally different. Public universities, I mean the strength of their class, most of the study programs is near to 100 or something like that, as far as I know. And in private, the class size would be almost equal to 20, 25, 50, around that. So that the difference, or why I'm even telling you this, is because the difference it makes is the professors who teach you in private universities, they know you by your name, literally. They can
Okay.
assist you, yeah, because the only difference is, just think about it practically. If you are sitting in a class of 25 students, let's say if I am the lecturer, maybe you are attending. Now I know your names, right? So I can, maybe next time you attend, I can see that I have already spoken with you. But if you are teaching to a class of maybe 100, 200, maybe more, it's really hard to even remember any faces. And this is what I got to know when I spoke with my other friends who are studying in Kaiserslautern. I mean, they are studying in a public university. They told me that they actually uh, the professors literally don't care about what you do, whether or not you attend. Even you, it's really hard to reach out to them, because most of the professors are literally PhD holders, and they have the assistants whom you have to reach out first, and then if they allow or if they approve, then you can go in contact with the professor. But that's a rare possibility. And the next point which I am getting to is the structure or the syllabus in public universities is really quite challenging, and you actually have to study there in order to clear those exams, compared to private where the schedule is quite flexible, and you can manage your timetable, you can work part time, you can do your studies, because you don't have lectures on a daily basis. And even if you have, it's like one lecture which is barely around 3 4 hours, like that. 4 hours, I think, that's what we had in the last year. and we did have lectures maybe 15-20 hours, like I said, in a week, which is not much, I would say. So that's about the study pattern in simple words. Public universities do offer education which is actually quite tough, I would say, compared to private. I mean, it's hard to grasp because you all you have to do is self study. Without that, it's nearly impossible to clear exams. And lot of research projects and all that stuff is there too. But that I think shouldn't concern you, because if you do everything properly from day one, I think anybody can do it. So many students, even my friends, are still doing it and have done so. Yeah.
Mm.
And other than that, I think overall public universities have a specific, I mean, pattern, study pattern, or curriculum which they follow, unlike private, because all they have to do is just start with, I mean, come into the class and start with what they have already been teaching for the previous years. Now, I have seen one thing in private, like if, for example, you're attending certain classes, the study pattern or the things that they teach is not exactly what they are I mean prepared for. Like they don't just tell you what's happening in the class based on a PowerPoint presentation or all that stuff. They even discuss all other things in general and whatever's happening around you in the world, how we are going to deal with all those things and all that stuff. So it's quite flexible. There are lots of events, I mean, uh, in campus, outside, and there's just lot of things to it. I mean, it's hard to even comprehend everything in one sentence.
Also for the blocked account, right? So we have
Hmm.
to basically block accounts to show, I mean, to show for the visa.
Hmm.
And after that, according to my understanding, I can access that during my first year. But do I have to again show that I have this certain amount during my second year?
Yes, you do. Now, there's actually a catch to it. Now, see, the first year after you finish your, I mean, first year of your education, for the second year, you have actually two options for continuing your visa. You either have to show your second year's blocked account, or you have to show a active working contract. Now, for example, I don't have a working contract right now. So I was bound to show my blocked account for the second year, because for my visa appointment, which actually is day after tomorrow, so I have to show them all these kind of proofs, or how I'm basically going to manage financially. So that's what they want. Now, my friend who has a active working contract, he just showed his contract that he is earning this much amount on a monthly basis, or they just ask for a 6 month like previous 6 months of bank statement and all that stuff, and they see if you are actually able to finance yourself for the duration until you complete your studies. Because look, the second year of visa which you get is only until, I mean, most of the visas are only until you complete your education, once you renew them. So once you are looking for a job seeker visa after you finish your masters, you have to apply again anyways. The visa which you already have for your studies doesn't work anywhere else. So until and unless you have a working contract, I would suggest you just stick with the blocked account for second year, and whichever bank, if you are financing on your own, or if you have taken an education loan, just keep that amount blocked for the next year, if in case things don't work out according to the plan that you have made. Because getting a job is uncertain, and even the contracts might not last for the next couple of months, or maybe that particular year. So you have to show a proof to them basically in order to secure the visa.
Okay, so in the year that I'm using my blocked account, right? So is there like a limit, like I have to keep up to like 5,000 euros or something like that?
The blocked account, I guess it's a fixed amount, as you already know. It's around 11,000. I mean, something around that, 11 or 12,000. But it's 992 euros per month, as far as I know. So just do the math. I mean, first year is anyways you are going to need it for before coming here. But for the second year, it really depends on the circumstances, because at that time, if you already have secured a part-time job or working student position or even a internship, then you don't have to do any of these. You're already all set and you can just finance yourself. You don't have to even uh, ask for money from India, or basically from your bank where you have taken the loan from. The amount, coming to your question, the amount will be the same as you have financed for the first year. It's going to be the same, it's not going to change, because 992 euros is the amount you need per month. So if you have already used every month that specific amount, it's obvious for the second year you will need the same to survive, regardless of whether or not you save that money or not.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Are any of you guys like taking education loan? Or I mean, you haven't reached till that point of making a decision of taking a loan?
I think maybe
Yeah, I mean, I guess visa is still 600
we're still figuring out,
dollars,
right?
so
We still
yes,
haven't
we
gotten
are
the
in.
processing. Yeah,
You see, the reason I'm asking this is because you must plan your financials very carefully, because obviously you can come here, then look for a job, work, and then earn money. But the first year, you actually don't have a choice. You need to have that kind of money. Now, if you can finance all by yourself, well, then there's nothing to talk about it. But if you are planning to take a loan, then just look for banks with lowest rate of interest. Now, okay, so I'll just tell you, I took an education loan, and my loan from, I mean, the place from where I took my loan, the bank, which was Cosmos Bank, it gave me a loan with 8.5 or 8.65, something around that. I mean, that literally is the lowest rate of interest that you can expect, because such small percentage difference can add up to lakhs of rupees in the uh, tenure of completing your masters. As far as I know, the HDFC, Credila, and all other banks that I know charge you around 11 or maybe even 12, 13%. And these 2 3% difference turns into a lot of money when you finish your education. So if you are taking a loan, just look into that.
sure.
Yeah.
So as I said, I've got an exam tomorrow, so I have to go and study. I'm still a unit behind.
Ah,
So I
okay.
guess I hope we can meet again,
Yeah,
another meet
yeah,
like this.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Bye.
sure. Have a good day. All the best.
All the best.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks for the meeting. It was really good.
yeah, of course, of course. See you soon. I guess Amal joined too, and Mahinder, I don't know if he's there, but yeah, you guys can ask. We still have around maybe 15, 20 minutes, probably. Yeah, 20 minutes. So, no, Amal, you're not audible. Your mic is actually mute. I see your mic is mute right now.
I think if you rejoin, it might be.
Yeah, maybe you can just rejoin. Try rejoining and then open your mic.
I'm more confused about the SOP and you know,
Okay, you are still figuring that out. So basically,
yeah,
are you doing this process by yourself, or you have
I
already
have. I think
hired?
I'll do it by myself.
All right. So see the like initial steps, like I said, IELTS, first APS, then IELTS. Then next you have to do is shortlist along with prepare these documents. Specifically, first of all, reach out to your professors and ask for LORs. Now, I would suggest at least get two of them from your professors. Any two
Okay.
which you already are in good contact with them.
Hmm.
So yeah, just get two, or if you are doing internship, just get one from that place as well. Now, once you have secured those LORs, then go for a statement of purpose, because every university that you have shortlisted in the meantime, you have to like tailor that SOP, statement of purpose, or your motivation basically according to that university's uh, curriculum, like study uh, all those subjects and all. Why are you actually interested and motivated to study them? Just tailor that based on every application you make. Don't submit the same thing everywhere.
It should be different
Yeah,
based
yeah,
on
yeah.
the
Just
course. No?
obviously, because it's somewhat like your resume or CV. Every job you apply, you just tailor according to that. I mean,
Yeah.
what actually they are asking for, what they are looking for in students, because I guess public universities do look at that, and it's important as your grades. Now, once you
Yeah.
have done all that, just go for the CV, which is the final thing you have to prepare. So in your resume, I think you should just start with the Europass CV, because that's the ready-made template you have. You don't have to put extra efforts or do anything. Just go to Europass CV website, make your account,
Hmm.
sign in, and start preparing with the thing. Because what's going to happen is you actually need a structure which actually these Europeans refer to, and that is not only accepted in Germany but everywhere. So all that after you have done, I would suggest you also take a look at the formats and all the templates that I've shared on my channel. Just download them, they are available on Google Drive. Just download and then prepare all those documents in a Word format. I mean, whatever suits for you. Once you have written all that raw data, just copy paste here. That's all you need to do.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you have all your documents prepared and all the raw data and information is present with you on your device, all you have to do is just copy and paste that information in what you say, SOP and CV, because LORs anyways the professors will give you. Still, for even for LORs, you have to write and basically tell them. I mean, just think about this, that they are writing for you, but you actually have to write that LOR. They are the only ones who
Oh,
are going to authorize it. That's the thing about LORs.
okay.
Obviously they will
That I
go,
didn't know.
yeah, yeah, obviously they will go through your recommendation of what you have written before even authorizing it, but the thing is you have to write that by yourself. And don't worry, all that format and all those things I have already shared, so just download those documents.
Yeah, I'll go through your videos
Yeah,
for
yeah,
that.
yeah. Just download and simply start working on them. It's very simple. You don't even need anybody's help. It's already, every step that you need to follow is also written in that document. I have made it as
Do
simple as possible.
do counselors actually help in this processing or
All they do is just what I told you.
yeah, they just do that, right?
Why I'm
Like
telling
if
you
you
this, why I'm even telling you this, because I myself have gone through a counselor, because I didn't have all these kind of resources when I was doing my process. I didn't have these
exactly.
documents, this format, this type of information, if anybody was even providing that on YouTube or at the time. So that's all. Because if even if you go through them, all they are going to do is prepare your documents for you. You don't have to do any kind of thing on your own. Now, the
Yes.
only difference is when you're doing it yourself, you just need a format for doing it. Once you have received that format, you know yourself what every information that you need to enter in that. So you don't need
Yeah.
anybody's help to do it. It's,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's what bothering me because recently a group of counselors they came to my college and they were like,
it's,
showing ki, yeah, should come and join us. We'll help millions of students to US, Ireland, and Germany, and they've been showing the packages, different standard packages, premium packages, and one package so they showed like if you choose this package, we'll make sure you definitely get chances. And I was like, how they gonna make sure people get
I'm going
selected?
to tell you the reason why. Now I know because I have done it. So the thing when they say that the chances of getting admission, I mean, when they say you are going to get an admission, it means you are going to get admission in a private university for sure. Now why? Because private universities have tie up with those counseling services because they get
Okay.
paid for it. Obviously, when you refer anybody, you get a commission for it, right?
Mhm.
Now the thing about public universities is nobody can actually tell you if you can actually get admission there unless and until if somebody knows someone from the inside, which people don't because public universities are government funded
It
and
doesn't work like
people,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
people only go based on their merit and all those things, so it doesn't actually work. Sometimes luck matters, but that's even, I wouldn't even rely on that. If you're somebody who's looking for a counselor to get, I mean, obviously you can get if you don't want to do it by yourself, but that's what actually would happen. Now if you apply to public universities, you can either get accepted or rejected. That's only the two possibilities, and that's what's going to happen. But they cannot say for sure if you come, like if you do this process with us, you're going to get admitted to public. You will get private university for sure, but nobody can tell about public. That's just the bitter truth.
Also, the SOP that I'm gonna write,
Mm-hmm.
they don't know me. They don't know my
Exactly.
interest, that what I'm applying for and what I want from that university or from that course.
Mm-hmm.
So how they gonna write what is in my mind?
See,
So I am not getting their point of
See,
view
see,
from
I'm
that.
gonna tell you about that too. Now, when you go through a counseling service, any agent that you hire, first of all, what they actually do is they explain you what are the steps they are going to take. Now, once they
Yeah.
have done that, then they share with you stuff, like they share with you these documents and all that, which I told you. You need to prepare all your raw data in those Word, Excel sheet, PowerPoint, all that stuff. Once you have done
Mm.
that, basically when you go through counselor, you anyways have to do that. You have to enter all your data, and then the experts who are working at their agencies, they take care of writing your SOP and all that based on what information you have already written in those documents which they shared.
Yeah.
So even if you go through any service, it's not like they would prepare an SOP and give all the documents to you ready made. You still have to work.
Yeah, I have to put
You
my
still
effort
have to
in
work.
that.
Obviously, you have to work because how would that person know what's right, what's wrong, and how well you are in your academics, or what internships, what work experience you have, the skill sets, and all that stuff. Nobody can tell you that. Only you know what's best for you. I said this.
So it's okay to apply on your own. Like,
Obviously, it's okay, and most of the students do it. Obviously, because those students who did all this process by themselves, they knew and they also had the resources and stuff that was needed to do it by themselves. Now
it's just that
only,
we have to do
yeah,
our
yeah,
research.
only real life case is if you don't have any contacts, you don't have resources, you don't have any communities to ask, and you don't want to risk this valuable time after you graduate, because if you miss that intake, the almost 6 months or the year is wasted, and that's a lot,
Yeah.
especially if you are a student who's graduating. So what will you do in that year gap? So if you don't want to take that risk, obviously go through counseling service. You will get placed in one or the other university, if not public, at least private. But then again, if you have everything in your hand, all you have to do is work hard by yourself and hope for the best.
Okay.
Nothing is guaranteed, first of all. Nobody can
Yeah.
tell you if you are going to get admission, no matter how much money you pay. It's just the fact. I mean, anybody can tell you this who is studying in Germany. You can ask anyone. I'm 100% sure they will tell you this.
So what's the case with private
So
universities? Oh, sorry, you can. Yeah, continue.
Private universities
no,
is not
I mean,
bad. Amal is speaking. Yeah, Amal, go ahead.
the is it okay to continue,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Deepyaman?
Sure, sure, sure. Just go ahead.
No, it's okay. You continue. You
We
continue.
have
Yeah.
10 minutes anyways. Just yeah, you
Yeah,
can go.
yeah. So basically, I was just a little late to your meeting,
No worries, no
so
worries.
I
All
just
good.
had some confusions and stuff right now because I just got this offer letter from SRH, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm still considering should I go or not, because the fees is obviously high, and I did actually apply for the winter intake this year as well, but I wasn't able to get a public university. I thought I was maybe gonna get, because my academics and my work experience wasn't that bad, at least from my experience, but it backfired. I didn't get any. So I'm still like kind of confused. Should I still wait for public, or go for private? Private is already I have in my hand, but public I get, like, I think it's just starting right now, and I don't think it wouldn't come until maybe in 3 4 months.
True, true,
So
true.
like, what's your on this take?
See,
Like, what would you think?
See, now after hearing all your story, now you just have two roads in front of you. If you want to get into this intake itself and don't want to waste your time for next 6 months or a year gap, then just go with the private university, because it's not all that bad. All you are doing is paying money for the things which you have studied at a lower cost in a public. But also the another difference is at private universities, especially SRH, even I am studying there, you also get a Siemens certification course, which if you do somewhere outside, it's a lot costlier and not easy to get one. So the university is providing that in free, and all these things matter a lot when you build your resume and CV for jobs and all. Now
Okay, okay.
that's the one road for you. Another road is, if you don't want to spend money, you don't want to take loan and finance everything at a lower cost, then just wait for the next intake. Prepare from now itself, and also start learning German language by that time if you haven't. So once you have done all these things, you have gained your skills and developed your CV much better than the like this year's CV. It's better for you
Mm-hmm.
to wait and then go for the next intake, because that will boost up your chances.
Yeah,
So
so
there's
just
yeah
as
there's an advantage of developing yourself and then applying for the next intake by taking a year gap, or just applying right now and not wasting any time. So you will just save 1 year if you do this right now. If you don't, you will spend 1 year just for preparing yourself for the same.
see, yeah, yeah, that kind of makes sense. If you want to save time, you might go to
Obviously,
private.
obviously,
Yeah,
time is a lot important, and it does matter when you go for jobs and all, because of course everybody values time more than anything else.
yeah, that's
Even when
true.
you go for jobs, you do interviews and all that stuff, they ask you what did you do during this year gap and all that. Even if you took a
Right.
gap, it's fine, but what did you do is what matters.
Yeah, what did you do to
Yeah,
yourself?
exactly.
That's the question.
Yeah, so if
Apart
you
from that, like, what do you generally think? You might be here for a year, I guess, right? As SRH,
I am at
is
SRH
it?
Berlin.
Yeah. So, is it a year for you almost right now?
Not near, actually, 1 hour at least.
Okay. No, no. I'm saying in the college. Like, how long have you been in the college till now?
I have completed my 1 year at SRH.
1 year.
Yeah, I
Okay.
am in the
So,
third semester, second year.
okay. So, how is it going so far? Like, I mean, I was going through some Reddit
I would say
thing.
just keep the reviews out of this, because it's nobody is going to.
Classic
Because
Reddit.
Yeah, I have already discussed this in a video, so just keep the reviews out of it.
I don't think it would be that bad, but again, just wanted to know your intake because you've been already through a year,
It
and
really doesn't
there are
matter.
people
That's all
still
I
going
can
for
say.
the course.
It really doesn't
Sorry.
matter. It really doesn't matter. I mean, the reviews don't matter. Everybody has their
Hmm.
own perspective. It's what you want is best for you. The reviews
Yeah,
are
at the
just
end, the
like,
whole thing comes to
even
you.
like, for example, I can write something bad right now about SRH, but it shouldn't matter anybody, because that's just what I felt was in my case and what I experienced. I'm just sharing that, but that shouldn't affect what the decisions you are making for yourself, because your
True, true.
experience might be something other than what I experienced. It's just how life
Yeah,
goes.
yeah,
Simple.
yeah. I mean, people can say anything. That's true in the general public, but again, the decision comes to us, and I don't think it's again the same scenario. You get Indian private colleges in India as well and public colleges. I don't think it doesn't make much difference unless you got the skills, the right skills and things to make yourself in the market. So yeah,
True.
at the end, it all comes to that. I think so.
It all comes to your profile, your personal preference. I already told this in a video. So it doesn't matter, and people don't care what, like, where you study and all that stuff. They only care what you
Just
have achieved in your life and what you can do for them at the moment. That's all that matters.
right, right.
I guess we are
Okay.
gonna end the meeting in about. I guess we barely have 3 minutes before the meeting ends. You guys have any final questions before we end? Or don't worry, you can just ask in the community after this ends. Or I will be streaming for the next 15 minutes on YouTube. So if you wanna connect, you can come in the chat if you miss anything.
Will there be
Uh,
another session, like Google
I'm
Meet
I'm I'm
session?
planning to. I will conduct more often, at least on the weekends when I have time. So
Yeah,
maybe
because we
once a
need
week.
more of it.
Maybe once a week is good, I guess.
Yeah, that
I
would be
just had one question, and
Sahi.
just one question.
Okay. Okay. Go ahead.
This is about the accommodations and stuff. Like, how is the thing in Berlin right now? Is it super hard to get, or
It's
like,
it's 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 not hard. Nothing is hard. I mean, just check on the websites. Take a look at websites like Housing Anywhere, Spot a Home. There are a lot of websites trusted. Even if you study at now, if you are going for SRH, SRH does have an official page for accommodation. So you can either apply for Berlinovo for SRH, because that's what, it's actually a third party contractor, but due to being a student at SRH, you do get some discount, and maybe around 550 euros you get a studio apartment. But nothing is hard. You can get accommodation. All you have to do is just search your options through these apps and choose what you can afford at that time. It's possible.
Sir, I
People
have a
say it's
question.
not, but it's. Yeah. Go ahead. Hurry up. Yeah.
Sir, I want to ask that if courses are on that, can we apply even though it's October right now, but November, but I want to apply for summer intake. Can I apply right now?
Sure. You can. You can. I think right now many of the universities might already have opened their application forms. So it's up to you. I mean, it depends on what documents you have at hand. If you don't have the APS, it's going to take about a month or something like that. It's the time is unpredictable. But without APS, without IELTS, these are some documents which are extremely important and take that amount of time for applying. So
If you have
yeah.
OA levels,
What?
do I need to, if I have OA levels, Cambridge background, do I need to convert my degree to Cambridge qualifications?
No, no. For Germany, you don't have to do any conversions. Just take a look at the specific university programs that you have shortlisted, and what they are actually asking for, because every university asks for a different set of documents. The only thing common is your IELTS, APS, IELTS, LOR, SOP, and all that. So the meeting has ended. I am really sorry. It automatically ended.